I have chlamydia. Nobody else is gonna want me because I have this specific STD.
Let's rock, let's rock.
Can you rock for me? Oh, baby, not stopping me. Can you take it to the top of me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking of you, baby. Can you roll with me? Oh, baby, all over me. Can you take control of me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking of you.
What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, guys? Your girl Ariana, that cute little brown girl everybody want to taste of. And today, guys, I am with my favorite person in the entire world, my very best friend. Introduce yourself if they do.
Hi, guys. If you don't know, my name is Shadi Janine. What's going on?
Yes, guys. So before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notification, hit that thumbs up button, comment down below. Team Airi, Team Shadi, the best friends in the world are here today. And make sure y'all go subscribe to my best friend's channel because we got some good stuff coming to you.
So excited.
So remember when we were online and we were saying that we wanted to kind of like start talking about and giving advice to different people who may be struggling with certain stuff. And because we are a minister evangelist, that we wanted to not just give them the it's okay, but we wanted to really like
give them
talk it through.
Yeah.
So someone listened and they went ahead and sent me a message, and in their message it literally started off and said, I have chlamydia. And I'm like,
they can't. They already. They like, listen, I need your attention.
I need your attention, Airi. Help. Click on the message immediately. So I click on it and I'm reading it, and it says, hello. I am currently 28 and I have been celibate for about I've been celibate for a year and a half. I've dedicated my life back to God, and I recently went on a trip with my friends, and while we were away, I linked up with an old soul tie of mine. When I got back with my soul tie, we were just supposed to hang out, catch up, and catch a vibe. And I ended up drinking with him after I recently just stopped drinking. And I completely backslided, and we end up having intercourse. During this time of intercourse, I started to feel a lot of guilt and shame and embarrassment. And during that, I didn't really want to stop, but I also wanted to stop at the same time. So afterwards, I leave and we come back home from the trip, and I'm feeling guilty, I'm feeling sad, and I feel like, how can God still love me even though I backslid, I broke my celibacy, and I no longer want to even be with this guy because I know he's not good for me, but I still kind of have these feelings towards him because obviously I went back. And then she says, so continue forward. I go to the doctor, I check up just to make sure everything's good, and I find out that I have chlamydia. Do I tell him that I have chlamydia? Because I'm worried that he'll say I had it and gave it to him. Or do I not say anything? I'm embarrassed. I don't know who to talk to about it, and I don't know how to go forward, not only everyday life without feeling shame and guilty because this is my very first STD, or how I feel spiritually on getting back on track with God because I will be starting over from day one of my celibacy. That's a lot.
Yo, did y'all hear about this, bro? I said, all right. Okay, so she's 28. She was celibate for what, a year and a half? She's had a year and a half. And she basically goes back to her soul tie. Or whatever. Drinking, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Get in the mood, whatever. We all know how that goes. And so the biggest part is she built this relationship with God. She feels shameful. She feels guilt. And now she's like, what do I do? Because I don't want to lose that intimacy, that relationship, that newness that I have with Christ. So my whole intake on it, and then it's like, did she tell the boy that he gave her chlamydia? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't been with nobody all this time.
He gave it to you, baby. And that's another thing. Don't play tricks with yourself and be like, oh, well, he gave it to you. You got to realize that he was not careful with you. You know what I'm saying? So that means that he's sleeping around with whoever he's with,
and just spreading it.
You know what I'm saying? But which he's single, I'm guessing, because y'all linked up. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like y'all was in a relationship fully.
Right.
It was like, okay, y'all linked up, cool, whatever, but this was your soul tie. So you felt comfortable because, like, I've been there before.
So it's not like, it's like almost like where you kind of like play a mind trick on yourself, where you like, it's not a new body, it's an old body.
It's an old body. But you gotta be careful because old bodies go to new people.
That's good. They literally do.
They literally go to new people. So it's like, I used to deal with you, but listen, baby, he got needs. Which, granted, you are starting this new life, which is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We love to hear it. You're following Christ. But one thing I do want to say is not to go into that place of shame and then go into a deeper place of isolation, because that can happen.
And it becomes like a rabbit hole. So I feel like,
literally,
one, so happy that you went, got checked up, and I feel like this was like a really good example of self-control. Sometimes we'll be away from something and we'll be like, oh yes, I'm celibate, oh yes, I don't drink no more, I don't smoke no more, but you haven't even been in a situation to see, do you actually live and exhibit through self-control? Because she's saying, like, you know, I wasn't drinking, I was pretty much on the right track. I go out of town, you know what I'm saying, I link up with an old friend, and I'm thinking I have enough self-control because I haven't did this for X amount of time. But it doesn't have, so I feel like the important thing is to know, like, it has nothing to do with how long you've been not doing something. Because to say, like, oh, I ain't been doing crack all this time, you get around it, and the right person asks you, you can get back into that place.
Because that temptation comes still. And it's like, the devil literally will try to tempt us with the same things that we got delivered from.
And it's even stronger now because you stopped, you came back, and now you're about to go back home. You know what I'm saying? You're back home and starting this entire process over, like day one again. And now you're going through like a withdrawal because your body like, oh, it felt even more amazing. Because you ain't did it in a year.
And you got to think, your flesh now is going to be wanting that again. So it's like, you did it, and then that goes back to having to start over with the process, which in the moment we don't really think about it because we just in the moment, but you got to be careful because sometimes the moment can lead you into longer detrimental situations. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like you go into that place of destruction because you opened yourself again. And that wound is now open.
And I feel like stuff like that can convince you to stay with that person. Because it'll be like well, they know they have it, they know that I have it, and I told them, and it's like nobody else is gonna want me because I have this specific STD. And that, like you said, that's literally a lie, because that's not true. Because you know, thank God that you got something that is curable, and you took your, you know what I'm saying, you got your prescription, however it worked out, and now you're able to really just be like, okay, wake up call. First STD. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm 28, just got this. I've been doing good this whole time. Not that you probably had the cleanest track record, but it's just like now I feel like I would say with coming back home, God is not like ashamed of you. He wants you to come to him dirty so he can show you through him how to get clean. Because it's a process.
And I think it's important to realize that, I know it sounds like what, sometimes we have to go through certain situations for us to, sometimes you gotta bump your head in order, you know how like when you're young and it's just like alright, you touch the stove, it's hot, you're gonna burn yourself. And sometimes you have to touch it so you can know, like, oh, it's really hot. Like, it's really actually hot. I ain't gonna do that again. So sometimes God will allow things to happen. It's not that God is doing this to you. He's allowing it to happen so that you can see, listen, don't do that again. I done told you the first time, you ain't want to listen. Okay, now touch it again, cool. Now you see, like, oh, I don't want to go back. So once you get there, you have to just don't ever go back.
And there's a reason why you stopped dealing with the guy in the first place. And I understand, like, if you go somewhere and it's like, oh yeah, I know people in this city, let me see what's popping, and this person's single, you single, y'all already then literally seen each other in the barest form. So it's like you got these tensions that start rising up, and now you even have the point where it's like you didn't reintroduce yourself to his life, and now you have to leave again.
Yeah.
However it was, if you went cold turkey, if you just started kind of like, you know, pushing them out, and so now you got to go through that whole process. He probably texting you now, wondering when you coming back. Like, I'm finna come to your city. It's so many different things that's probably happening that it's gonna make it even harder for you to go through that process. That's like, I made a mistake. It's a brand new day. I'm gonna go forward. I'm going to take this on the chin, and I'm not gonna let it make me feel like I'm not worthy of being a girlfriend, being a wife, and being a child of God. Like, because that's what happens. Like, something you may backslide, and it takes you to a place where you feel like, I'm literally not worthy enough for this. Like, there's no way I can be God's anointed person, and I'm so gifted. And then you start feeling like you're living a double life, because you're like, I'm smiling at church, and then it's like nobody knows except for you or whoever you were with, depending on how it went, that you even broke your celibacy in the first place.
And we have to remember that these things are going to happen. We're not perfect human beings. So it's nothing to, of course, it's like, oh, it's easy for you to say it's nothing to be ashamed about, but we've all gone through things where we felt the shame. Listen, we both know what shame, guilt feels like, feeling embarrassed, what it feels like, but it's like, you can't allow these things to hinder you from the growth in your faith walk, and you can't allow it to stifle what God is trying to do in your life. God still has so much more for you. You still have purpose. You still have breath in your body. You still have more living to do. You still have more growing, more learning, and it's all a process. So you got to take your process, and you have to really just go to God and be honest with him. Like, listen, Lord, this is how I'm feeling. I feel disgusting. You have to literally, like, and you have to be honest, because listen, God, I feel this is the feelings, and I need you to help me. I need you to lift these feelings off of me, because we have to remember that we have these emotions, but we don't have to stay in them. Like, we don't have to stay in that funk. We don't have to stay in the sadness and, you know, feeling pity for ourselves, but we have to be able to also allow God to lift us up and start over.
Yeah. And I feel like I would say to the young girl, or anybody who may be going through like that type of situation, I would say develop a new accountability plan, because the first one that you went with, you just got to see it in full action. That's like building a car and putting it to the test. You went to the test and you crashed immediately at the first little, you know, you hit, you know, so now it's like, let me go back and figure out, okay, let me do this now. I need to be stronger in this. I need stronger accountability. And also too, like you know, circling back of, who were you around that even let it kind of happen? You know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, if I'm personally struggling with something, which my best friend knows things that I struggle with, vice versa, if we go somewhere and I'm like, hey, I'll be right back, I'm finna go link up with such and such, it's gonna be like, for what?
Yeah. You gotta watch who you carry yourself. Like, you gotta watch who is around you, because sometimes people that we think are so close to us, oh, my friends, they be the ones that will watch you fall. Like, and don't even try to pick you back up. Like, you just gonna watch me fall and not even help a sister out. Like, so,
and more stuff for the devil to add on to, because now you like, I've been exposed, now I have to follow through with this, versus being like, I don't care what I did. I'm going back to what I know was the best thing that worked for me. And like I said, just having that accountability plan, being honest with yourself, and be patient with yourself too. It's a process. Please. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long you've been doing to do anybody. I don't know how long you've been doing to do if you want to do it, etc. But when it comes down to one, understanding soul ties, you be connected to these people. Two, you'll mentally, you just start thinking like, you know, this my man, this my girl, we together.
And that's the soul tie emotion. That's
exactly. That stuff is connected. And on top of that, you have the I was gonna say something, but I forgot. But more of the story is, with all of these things happening, you really have to be patient with yourself. It doesn't change overnight. I don't know how long you may have been active or anything like that, but it's literally something you've been doing your whole life. Just like if it was trying to do an attitude adjustment, anything like that, it's a process. So you have to be patient with yourself, and you have to now know that it's like there's things out there that can affect you. Like, you're not just, well, God got me, because that's what people be messing up. They be like, God got me, ain't nothing gonna happen, I messed up, but then already have the mindset that I'm gonna do it again. You could have got pregnant, and now you would have been really stuck with this man for forever, and then now you got an STD, and you could have got something way worse that could have been stuck with you again forever.
So find that balance of gratefulness and grace with yourself, and really, like she said, just just pace it. Like, be patient with yourself. And also, don't let the devil lie to you. Don't let the devil keep telling you that you are, you know, damaged goods and you're not good enough and you're not worthy and now you can't get nobody and now you won't have a husband. Now you won't, because I'm telling you, the cycle goes down, and he'll just keep talking to you. Just tell him to beat it. Like, you ugly, dusty, crusty. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody listening to you. So yeah, you are, whoever you are, you're beautiful, wonderful, and you're going to be okay. Just continue to stay in that prayer closet, you know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up, read your word, stay in your Bible, you know what I mean? Get around your community, get, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to stay around what you want to be. You should be around that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't keep hanging around. I understand, you know, you young, you living your life.
That's your girl from third grade.
I'm single, I'm ready to mingle, we out drinking, smoke, whatever. I'm trying to tell you, it's a price to pay with all of that. It's really a price to pay. And we ain't just saying it because we don't do it no more. We was in it. We was living it. I'm talking about we was up. We was up in there. Literally. But you have to come to a place where you grow out of those things and you learn it's nothing there. Like, it's really nothing there for me. Like, them people... Everybody lost, confused, identity crisis. Don't nobody know themselves. They trying to find peace and happiness, and it's not in drinking, smoking, and puffing. Or, you know what I'm saying, busting for people.
And I would, again, I would just say, take this time to train up. This is the time to train up, because I will not sit here and tell you in fib and say, yep, that was that last test. God trust you now. You will be tested again in that same situation in a different way. This time, it could be breaking your celibacy with the man that you know is supposed to be for you. Ooh. And the test could come in different ways. And so we'll be like, no, the next time I know that's not my husband, I just know. But it could be the man that is your husband, and you could be, you know what I'm saying, so many different ways the test can present itself. You could be with a family member that now decided to start smoking. It's like, this my favorite cousin. Like, what happened? What you mean? It's like and now y'all smoking the L together. So many different things can happen and go down the train. Or, oh, it's just one drink. I feel like you really have to start training yourself and understand these are non-negotiables for me. And God will say, never drink again. He may say, never drink right now. He may give you a time. Everything is tailored to a person, but you can't just guess. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm assuming that God just want me to stop drinking for this week. You have to really go to God, and the conversations don't have to be like David in the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thou art my heart, I cannot breathe. For myself, I go and pray. I'm like, God, I'm really struggling with this right now. I want to go outside and punch this person in the face. Like, I'm bad. I need you to help me. And you have to have the faith behind it that when you're asking for this thing, you're going to get it. But I would say, take this time to train up, read, have people around you that's holding you accountable. Find healthy outlets for that feeling. If intercourse makes you feel loved and free, take that time that you're now dedicating yourself back to do the things that will help you really love yourself, understand love, and get that love. It doesn't have to come in a way of a spouse, because I'm understanding love for the first time for me, like that genuine love, not with a man. It's been with my relationship with my best friend of like, wow, somebody can love me, and you know what I'm saying, and not love me just because, you know what I'm saying, the body is bodying, because we ain't doing that. Just being honest, because those would be things like, oh, he loves me so much, but it's like, he loves you, and you know what I'm saying, you've been doing that thing, you've been practicing for years over there. And so it's just, God will do different ways to train you up. So go through the training, go through the test, keep passing it, and the test will keep repeating itself until you pass, and then a new test will come, but this time you'll be prepared for it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, best friend.
Stop it. So that's what I would say. You got anything else you want to say?
I think I said pretty much everything. I guess the last thing that I would say is also go deep within yourself to figure out what even opened you up to that anyway, because sometimes there's some things that we didn't heal from that we need to heal from. So I would say just go, you know what I'm saying, in the deeper inside, do some self-reflection, some self-examination, and if you're not in therapy yet, get yourself some therapy.
Okay,
so important.
get you a good therapist too. Just because you're going to therapy don't mean they're a good therapist now.
Yeah, and that's
okay.
Make sure
take
you
go
go
there.
Listen, go to God about your therapist. Like, you find one, say, all right, Lord, is this who I'm supposed to be? Because sometimes these therapists are trying to be your best friend. They be trying to grow. Like, no, I need you to let me know what's going on up here. What, you know what I'm saying? What we doing here? Let's heal, you know? So
yeah. So I'm so excited. If you guys want to get advice from us, again, there's no topic that is off discussion. We gonna keep it real with y'all. We gonna be raw with y'all, and you know, we're just being our authentic selves and giving an answer. We know it's not easy. We know it's a process, and we're not here to judge. We're just here to give you a little bit of encouragement to know that you're not alone. You're not the only person who has went through things. We literally still have our daily challenges that we go through, and we're just giving you the things that we've seen work for us, that we've seen work for each other, and that we're also applying for us now, that's helping us overcome things that we're going through as well. So please, 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 if you are interested, of course we're gonna keep y'all anonymous, please go ahead and DM us on Instagram, Sade Janine. I'm gonna make sure I put it on here, and I am just Airi, and follow us on our social media. We have some more episodes, some more conversations and topics that are coming to you guys, so make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to her channel to see the upcoming ones, because we want y'all to be on it. So y'all know when it's coming, but they will be coming, so make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel, Sade Janine, to catch the next few topics that we will be discussing. And other than that, I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we are out.